we have Claire back this morning for another chit chat. We don't ask the question when we do further than one chit chat. And I think the subject this morning is playing the piano. Am I right, Claire?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, it's one of the best things that I can do to um, be mindful, calm down, and just focus purely on just one thing at a time.
Mm. Yeah, it takes you to a different realm, I should imagine.
Yes, it's just it's amazing. I love playing pieces of music which have a lovely little flow to
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
And in the beginning, they are a bit kind of like plonk, plonk.
yeah.
What do you mean? What
Well,
do you
we
mean I've
have
got
to
to
start
play?
somewhere.
Well, yes. What do you mean I've got to play two hands together and the pedal as well? Right, I think, well, I will skip the pedal for a wee bit. We'll just get the notes. So when I get a piece of music, I suppose I'd say it's into my fingers.
Yes,
They know what they're doing. Then oh, it's just magical, absolutely magical.
yeah. And so when you started, I think you mentioned about 15, 16 years.
15 years I've been playing.
Yeah. So um, what was it that made you start to want to learn?
I've always wanted to learn piano. I did try when I was really wee, but my mum tried to teach me. And I know from having my own children that mums and dads never know anything as much as like teachers do,
No.
really, or outside people.
Yes.
So and then when I started, I just had a episode in my life which meant that I went, if I want to do something in my life, I have to do it. I don't want to have any regrets.
Yeah.
So I said, right, focus. This time, so when you're playing the piano, you're going to keep up the practice. So
Mm,
that's how I started.
yeah. And so you start off presumably very basically. I mean, I remember playing chopsticks many years ago,
Yeah.
and it didn't really evolve anything from chopsticks, and I now can't remember how to play chopsticks. So yes, a big fail on my part, but it wasn't something that I was going to take. It was just a bit of fun at the time.
Yeah.
But I think that when you're playing the piano, and I was at a meeting last night um, with a lady in Australia, and one of
Yes.
her sons um, is learning the piano, and he's sort of a bit on and off. And there's a gentleman, I think his name is Noel. He's a dark-skinned gentleman, and he lives up in the Midlands.
Mm-hmm.
And he's quite a well-known pianist. And what Misty was saying to her son, right, there's this particular piece that it wasn't very long,
Hmm.
and there was this particular piece that he wanted to learn. So she got him to do it and play it for a minute.
Yes.
And so she said, right, you play it for a minute just before breakfast and when you come back from school. So he was doing a minute 3 times a day
Yeah.
all week. So my maths isn't very good and I know it's very simple, but it didn't amount to
Yeah.
very many minutes at the end of the week. But he managed to learn that piece because he did it at a minute for longer than slogging away practicing for half an hour.
Yes.
And it
Yeah.
stuck.
Hmm. Yeah.
And that was
Well,
quite fascinating, really, that, if you do it little and often, it
yes.
sticks.
Yes, small chunks are really a good idea. The thing with me is that the other day I said, right, first thing in the morning, I'll go and play piano for 15 minutes. So half an hour later, I finished.
Well, if you're enjoying it
Oh, absolutely. I wasn't paying attention to the time. Um,
in
if
the
I want,
moment, you were in the moment.
yes, yeah. If I need to, like this morning, I've played 10 minutes piano and I did deliberately set a timer, so I knew I had done 10 minutes.
Hmm.
Um, and because it's one of the best ways I know to start a day. It really is.
Mm. And if it gives you that lift, it doesn't matter what it is. And I think that, I noticed the guitar in the background there.
Mm,
Is that
yes.
an instrument of yours?
Yes, that's a classical guitar, and I played that when I was going through my late secondary school days, if you like. And then I stopped playing the guitar because I joined the Kirkintilloch Ladies Choir. So that's where my music came, sort of like
Right.
my musical journey started at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. You had the choir, the sort of the musical element, and then that sort of brought you back to the piano, um, 15 odd years ago. But yes,
Yeah, yes,
go on.
because what the choir taught me was how to read some of the music.
Right.
So it meant that it wasn't what my friends called like magical dots or witchcraft, like
Witchcraft.
or another friend calls it measles on a page, which is a good description for some bits of music.
Well,
But
it is really.
yeah, so I did have half an idea of what I was looking at
Hmm.
before I actually started playing the piano.
Yeah. Which I think helps, doesn't it? Because if you can read music, it tends to flow more, and you think, well, actually, what are those dots? What do they mean? How do you resonate with those dots on the page? And it makes sense.
Yeah, I start to see patterns. So, for example, if I'm playing three notes in the scale of C, if I know what they look like on the page and I write a C on the music,
Yeah.
I then don't actually have to think where I'm putting my fingers because I already know where I'm
Okay.
putting my fingers. So you build up a knowledge which just helps you read the music or look at the music and understand where to put your fingers a lot quicker as you go along.
Yeah. And I suppose it gives it that flow as well. You don't have to stop and start, and thinking, where's that?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite piece that you play?
Oh, yes, I do. It's called For Release. And I've got this is the one piece that I can play without music. And I've got the shortened version. There's kind of like two extra sections which I am attempting to learn at the moment, but the other bit I just yes, and I can actually play that without the music, and it makes so much difference
Mm,
because there I'm not trying to work out, do I look at my hands or do I look at the sheet music?
yes.
I just play it. Yeah,
And I
it's
suppose
wonderful.
that's the end goal, isn't it? To be able to play a piece of music and not have to rely on the sheet in front of you to know what the next note is.
Yeah, also another way of doing it is actually by developing the ability to look at the sheet music and your fingers are doing what you want them to do.
Hmm.
It's knowing that if you're going to jump from there to there, you're going to land in the right place.
Yeah.
You keep your fingers crossed.
Yes. There was I forget his name. He was a comedian, and he goes way back, and he was very clever, and he used his comedy, and he played pieces on the piano. I think he was a foreign gentleman. For the life of me, I cannot remember his name. Um, I had a record. I think it was a 33, or might have been a 45. And this is, I mean, you can tell it's going back years.
Yeah.
And I used to play it over and over and over, and I used to ache with laughter. He was
Mm.
so clever, and it looked as if he was sort of joking around, but it was serious, undertone.
Yeah.
But he was very, very clever. And I suppose once you get to a certain level,
Mm.
you're able to play around like that, and make something your own rather than
Yeah.
actually having to rely on um, a piece of music or a sheet of music to then, as a result, have a piece of music that you're playing. Um, do you write your own music?
No, I don't know that I have that ability.
Okay.
Um, I might in the future, you like, let's change that around. I might in the future go, ta-da, here I've got a
Yes.
new sheet of music. I suspect what I would need is a bit more time, that whilst I'm not writing or taking photographs. And as the photography and particularly the writing are very kind of like me, next. Oh, you've got a spare moment, me. Um, I'll stick with other people's music at the moment. Now, I'm going to say that Morecambe and Wise once did a program with Andre Preview, and they called him Andre Previn. It was Andre Preview was what they called him. Andre Previn was his name.
Yes.
Um, um, and it's my favorite sketch, the part of Morecambe and Wise, because you've got the professional pianist there and sort of like who were Morecambe and Wise playing away, playing all the right notes, just not in the right order. And at the end, the professional pianist plays it the way that one of Morecambe and Wise did. And the orchestra, I love watching that because they have got a kind of a wee orchestra there behind them. And the orchestra plays for the first little bit, and after that, they must just have sat there and just laughed their heads off and just enjoyed that sketch because they didn't play a single other note. It was all to do with the piano, and it was just, oh, it was a scream. It was absolutely brilliant.
It's very
Super.
clever, isn't it, when a professional can actually play idiotically,
Yeah,
like the comedians were. They obviously
yeah,
it's I suppose the way I translate that is if you want a garden to look natural, it takes a lot of hard work.
yeah,
And I suppose the same relates to if you want to play a jokey bit and you want to mix it up, it's a lot of hard work to get it in the right order to make it
yeah,
look as if it's a joke.
yeah. Another pianist was Les Dawson.
Yes.
I think that was his name. I mean, and he was absolutely superb. I mean, he just played stuff, and you went, I'm going, and how are you doing that?
Hmm?
And he did it with such a straight face.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, I remember him playing the piano. It's so
Yes.
funny. Yeah. But you do wonder how it's just pan.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd lose it probably within a few seconds.
Yeah. And also another one that comes to mind is Victoria Wood.
Oh, very clever lady.
I mean, her ability to write sketches or programs was just phenomenal. But
Yes.
see, when she combines it with the piano, and it gets me that people can sing and play the piano at the same time. And like their fingers know what they're doing and they don't, if they hit wrong notes, you don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
It's
I've
just,
recently discovered a lady called, I can't remember her surname. I think her first name is Anna, and
mhm,
she plays the organ at
mhm.
the Festival Hall.
All
Is it the
right.
Festival Hall? No, Albert Hall in
Right.
London. And she on I think it's Instagram, she
Mhm,
has reels that she plays, and um, the there was a piece yesterday I saw, and the audience hadn't got a clue that she was going to play within this arrangement that had been
mhm.
set,
Yeah.
and the roars after she finished, well,
Yeah.
could have brought the roof down. But
Yeah.
yes, it's phenomenal. And seeing, I don't know how pianists do it. I don't know how organists do it because you've got the levels of keys,
Yes. Yeah.
plus you have to play with your feet, and
Well,
sort of all this movement, So I get what you're saying. How do you do the hands and the pedals at the same time? No.
yeah. Well, one time my piano teacher said, and now you can put the pedal in. And I'm going, so you want me to tap dance as well as juggle at the same time then? Because that was what it felt like.
Yes, because the pedals now, um, they make the sound of the keys. Is it muted, and they change the level of the sound? Is it?
One of them will sustain a sound. So you can play a note and you hold down the pedal and you
Yeah.
can lift the note and the piano still plays it. And then there are another two. I'm not sure what the middle one is, but I think the one on the left hand side for your left foot is it just does something different. It stops the note a bit quicker, I
Right.
think. I use the pedal on.
I suppose a bit like a cymbal. If you hit a cymbal and you let it go, or you hit the cymbal and then you hold it to stop it. I suppose
Yeah.
it's a bit like, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's my piano teacher says, and of course, there are different ways of doing this. And I'm going, what? I mean, like
The horror
different
on your
ways,
face.
different ways of putting the right pedal down. And I'm going, you're putting it down before. You've got to do it after. And I'm going, oh, I only thought there was one.
Oh dear.
You know, so I'm kind of going, okay, right. I've just about got one. That's fine. We'll go with one.
Go with one.
And then I'll learn the rest as I go along. And then when he says the pedal works good, and I'm going, I don't care how I'm doing it. I'm just going to keep doing it. If I think about it, like say if I'm playing a piece of music and I start thinking about it, it'll fall apart. But if I don't think about it and I've got it to the point where my fingers know what they're doing, it works.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's getting to that point, isn't it, where your fingers know what they're supposed to do. So I suppose it's you've learnt the bit of music,
Yeah.
the fingers are doing, the brain is sort of linking the fingers and the feet.
Yep.
It's all
Yeah.
very complicated.
Well, I kind of go, I can drive a car. And if you drive a car, you're looking at the road, your hands are doing stuff, your feet are doing
True.
stuff. And when you learn to drive a car, you're kind of like, and people do this? I'm like, how do I do this? And then after you learn to drive, you just do it because you
Yeah.
can. You just know what you're doing. So
Yeah.
yes, there are times when I look at my teacher and I go, really? Okay, if we take it slowly, it'll be fine. I hope.
Oh dear. But you're right, actually. I hadn't linked that. But yes, we do drive a car. We have the steering wheel. We're looking around, making sure that we're not
Yep,
going to crash into anybody. We're
yep,
changing gear. We're watching the speed limit. We're doing all these things automatically.
yep,
Yeah, it's yes, that's a very good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as I say, you want me to juggle?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it feels like anyway. Yeah.
Oh dear. Claire, it's been an absolute joy learning a little bit more of what you
Yeah.
enjoy doing and learning the piano. Yes, I think I'll stick to my non-chopsticks. I think that'll be easier. Yeah, I don't know whether I'd
I,
have the patience to, or whether my brain would be able to sort of work. I don't know.
I think that music is wonderful, doesn't matter how you interact with it. Some people play the piano, other people might play the trumpet or the violin.
Mm,
You might enjoy listening to music, you might enjoy dancing, but music has a power. It takes people places, so it doesn't really matter how you interact with it.
mm.
And you can have a stirring piece of music that can make you go like, I feel like this. And then a bit of music where you're going, oh, I'll get that tissue out now,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
so music is it's just marvelous, really.
It is, and it as you say, it covers so many elements in life, doesn't it?
It
You
does,
know,
yes.
from the joy to the sad to the middle bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I think it's one of life's rivers that takes you on a
absolutely.
journey.
Yeah, it does certainly does, yes. Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you again for joining me for our chit chat, and learning a little bit more about what you enjoy doing.
Mm,
I'm sure it won't be the last. But yes, do continue with your piano learning and playing and giving you joy.
absolutely. 10 minutes piano every morning. Just perfect.
Excellent. Well, thank you again, Claire.
Thank you.